May we also request Their Excellencies President Aquino and Prime Minister Najib to please rise to witness this signing. Secretary Deles and MILF Chair Murad will also bear witness to the signing with the respective panel members. From the GPH, we have the negotiating panel members, Professor Miriam Coronel Ferrer, Dr. Hamid Bara, Undersecretary Yasmin Busran Lau, former Agriculture Secretary Senen Bakani, and UP Mayor Ramon Piang. Witnessing from the MILF negotiating panel are Attorney Michael Mastura, Attorney Maulana Alonto, Attorney Abdullah Kamlian, Professor Abud Sayed Linga, and Datu Antonio Kinok. We have officially marked the beginning of a hopeful journey for peace and development in the Bangsamoro, a landmark achievement not only for the people of Mindanao, but also for our countrymen. May we have another round of applause for the signing of the 2012 Framework Agreement. This program on the signing of the MILF-GPH Framework Agreement has ended. We thank everyone for witnessing this historic moment, for supporting the gains and endeavors of peace building, and for helping to keep the flame of hope alive in Mindanao. May we always remember that on this day, October 15th, 2012, we have proven to the world how strong and unwavering the Filipinos are in our desire to make peace not only possible, but more importantly, a reality. Today reminds us we have all the responsibility of fostering peace in our country. Please remain seated while we proceed with the taking of photographs to commemorate this event. May we ask everyone to please remain in their seats so we can negotiate an orderly exit of our dignitaries. Again, please take your seats again so we can have an orderly and peaceful end to the ceremony. For the first photo, may we call on members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Ano? No more? After the OIC, we will have photos with the International Contact Group, and then the International Monitoring Team, the Coordinating Committee on the Cessation of Hostilities, and the Ad Hoc Joint Action Group, and then the MILF leaders. May I again
Ina Andalong is joining us live again by telephone from Malacañang. Ina?
That's right, Pia. The signing of the framework agreement with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front has just finished. Now there's just a short photo opportunity with the president as well as members of the MILF at the Rizal Ballroom. As we saw earlier, we heard from President Aquino, Prime Minister Najib Razak, Presidential Advisor in the peace process, Teresita Deles, and of course MILF Chairman Alhaj Murad Ibrahim. All of them, of course, looking forward to the future of the with the agreement signed. President Aquino says a lot still needs to be done, even with the signing of the framework agreement. He was referring, of course, next to the creation of the annexes that will go with the agreement. He says he expects members of the ARMM governors to work with the government in implementing the agreement. Also, the president defended his earlier meeting in 2011 with Chairman Alhaj Murad in Japan, while he said many criticized him for demeaning his position when he met with the MILF chairman. He says he met Murad as a Filipino who is also a victim of the society tainted with violence. Of course, another interesting speech was from Chairman Murad, who thanked President Aquino for his commitment to the peace process, and even referred to President Aquino as the president who will be known for building or creating Bangsamoro. Chairman Murad also called on the MNLF to support the agreement. He says it is time for them to unite and reveal what the Bangsamoro homeland has to offer. Again, all the speakers in the signing had good words to say about the framework agreement and are well aware again that a lot of work still needs to be done. Now, Pia, we're heading back to the press office because we were told that government chief negotiator Marvic Leonen, as well as MILF peace panel head Iqbal or Mohagher Iqbal, will be holding a press conference for the reporters here. We're actually not allowed to do any interviews here inside the Rizal Hall. So, Pia?
Ina, can you tell us who was cheering in the back just as the ceremony ended, just as the signing had taken place?
Yes, Pia, the applause were just really from across the Rizal Hall, both those wearing traditional Muslim attires, as well as members of the government. Of course, the entire cabinet were there. It was a very common, the ambiance was very happy, and of course, everyone also looking forward and very inspired with what they heard from the speeches earlier.
Ina, talking about the speeches, we heard very inspiring speeches from Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, and also from President Aquino. Can you tell us more about what Prime Minister Najib had said?
Yes, well, the Prime Minister basically again reiterated their continuous support for the peace process. He did give some commitments on behalf of the Malaysian government. He said they will be willing to invest in education, training, and provide books, especially for the children in Mindanao. He reiterated how important it is to deal with these kinds of issues through peaceful negotiations. He, of course, also commended the commitments of both the MILF and the government in coming up with this peace agreement. And he said, of course, that he's hopeful that in the next few months, those who will need to work together in coming up or implementing the specifics or the details of this framework agreement will work together well. Yeah.
Ina, Secretary Gindeles got a little bit emotional, right, during her speech when she was talking about, when she was saying that it will be better tomorrow. She kept repeating that line.
Yes, that's right. Secretary Delis has, as she earlier said, she's been working for peace. She feels like entire life. She, again, of course, she said she was deeply honored and overjoyed that somewhere, or especially the young ones in Mindanao, she was sharing a story of a young girl who now has a better future ahead of her because of this framework agreement. And I'm sorry, Pia, I earlier said it was Alhaj Murad who said that the President Aquino will be known as a president who made the Bangsamoro possible. That was actually a quote, I'm sorry, by Secretary Delis. Of course, she also thanked President Aquino for the moral compass of the peace process. And you were mentioning about her, she became teary-eyed when she started talking about those who died from bullets, of course, from violence in the south as they try to resolve the conflict in Mindanao. He says they bow their heads as they offer this framework agreement to those who lost their lives in Mindanao.
So what's happening right now, Ina? They're still taking photographs. This is the photo opportunity time. And like you were saying earlier, you're going back to the for a press conference. Is that right? A press briefing?
Yes, because the media were strictly told not to do any interviews inside the venue of the signing, and now we're actually walking back to the other building, to the press office, where Dean Marvic, Leonen, MILF Peace Panel Head Mohagher Iqbal will be going to in a few minutes, I'm guessing, because we were told that the press briefing will be right after the event at the Rizal Hall.
Ina, what are the members of the Malacañan press corps saying about this agreement, this signing of the framework agreement? What are they saying, and what are the other members of the media saying?
Well, Pia, for the members of the Malacañang press corps in particular, we've been watching out for this for these developments on the peace process in general, and we, of course, some of them, I have to say, even are giving even extra attention to this peace deal or peace agreement, and of course, we're still waiting though for the details of or the annexes that I was talking about earlier of the framework agreement, because as we know, the framework agreement, Pia, it's really a list of commitments, and so what we're also waiting for now is how they will go about these commitments or political commitments, and for instance, how the police system and other issues, just really the nitty-gritty of what's going to happen next. That's what we're waiting for now. But of course, it's always a welcome development. I've never heard of opposition to the framework agreement or any sort of opposition, Pia.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Ina Andolong. Ina is our Malacañang correspondent, Solar TV's Malacañang correspondent. She's been covering President Aquino for quite a while also.